something, right?
Yeah!
Oh, Trans Talk Live. Love being involved. So, my name is Fran Sisco. I was that Italian-American guy from the block named Frank. I took the K off. I brought all my clothes 6.5 years ago, all my male clothes to Salvation Army, and I became Fran full-time.
Yay!
Even Hallmark doesn't have a card for that. There are 3 genders, not 2. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and trans women like me are from the meatpacking district. You know, I love being Italian. I'm Italian American. I love the culture, love the food. Who loves Italian food?
Yeah!
Anyone know what braciole is? It's like rolled meat. It's like a big sausage, it looks like. No matter how much I transition from male to female, I ain't giving up my braciole.
Yeah!
I'm gonna keep that baby. It could come in handy someday. Or more likely, come in hand. About Italian guys, I realized that the true test of whether I could pass as a female among Italian guys is whether I can make them hard. You know? But so far, the best I can get is al dente. You know? We have warm weather coming up. Last summer, I was at the beach. I've been on hormones for about 3 years. They're finally growing well. But I brought with me a sample of what I used to use. So last year, I was thinner. Hormones got me a little chubby. But I went to Jones Beach, and I had, in my 2-piece bathing suit, I had these chicken cutlets, you know, those silicone. So I bend down to splash some water on myself, and one of them falls in the water. I can't find it. I'm going like this. I give up. I'm going back to the blanket. It's just that a kid yells out, "Mommy, Mommy, jellyfish!" I said, get it, $75. People have been asking me, how is your family dealing with this? You know, we covered a little bit of that in the panel. And really, very, very well. I mentioned my daughter, Kelly, before.
Yay, thank you. Love you, Dad.
When I first was transitioning about 6-7 years ago, I said, Kelly, come with me to help me pick out shoes because I have wide feet. So we went down to Marshall's, got a big selection. It was near the end of the night. There was no one in the store. Kelly goes to the back where the clearance area was. They didn't know we had come in together. And of course, I always want to pass as a female. Kelly yells out, not knowing better. She finds the pair, she yells out, "Dad, Dad, Dad!" I says, "Oh no, they're gonna know I'm a guy, you know?" The 3 sales girls realized it was me. They held up their thumbs that everything was okay, but I'm still beet red. One of them comes all the way up to me and she says, "What's the matter? Why are you embarrassed? It's okay. Here at Marshall's, everything is irregular." My mother, one weekend, dressing every day, going to see her in her house. I was her Frankie, but one weekend she called me Fran. And I walk in and she says, "You know, Fran, you look good today." I said, "Oh my God, you know, I felt like $1 million. She said, she had a little bit of dementia, you know. She said, "You even have a glow about you." I said, "Mom, you think I'm pregnant?" She said, "You are?" I said, "Mom, I can't get pregnant." She said, "Oh, that's right. You're too old." My dad, when I came out to my dad, it wasn't as easy with him. What he said is, you know, he's an Italian macho guy, you know, what am I going to do? Say, "Hey, Dad, I love to put on a dress. I love the feeling of stockings. I like the bra. you know, I like to go like this with my hair. He's not going to get into that. So I figured, let me break it slow. So I said to him, Dad, you know about this LGBT stuff? He says, oh yeah, I know, but I thought it was in another order, he said. But I tried that. I said, you tried it? LGBT? He said, yeah, I tried it. I didn't really like it. I liked the bacon, lettuce, and tomato, but I hated the gorgonzola. My friends have been all right with it, you know? I saw a guy that I hadn't seen in many years. His name is Jack Hollander. And when we had offices near each other, next to each other, we would call each other by our last names. It was like a guy thing, right? So I see him on the street, and I said, you know, after many years, I said to him, he even knew my wife, you know, briefly. So I said to him, Hollander. And he looks at me and he says, you know, your voice sounds familiar, but I don't know. You look a little familiar, but I don't really know you. I said, yeah, it's Cisco. He said, oh, you're Frank's wife.
Oh my goodness.
You know, some people are not as generous, not as friendly. About 2 weeks ago, we were in Hackensack at a bar. My friend Marie, another trans girl, came, you know, the two of us went together. We walk in, and it looked like a kind of seedy place, but we wanted to, you know, listen to music and see a band or whatever. So we go in. The guy behind the bar, whose name is Butch, he had nose rings and tattoos all over. I mean, that's okay, but he's just put his hand up. As soon as he walked in, he says, stop, stop. No, we don't serve transgender here. And I said, I walked in a little further, and I said, stop. What do I look like, a cannibal? I don't eat transgender. So Marie hits me in the side, and she said, speak for yourself. So he laughs, and then he says, okay, guys, girls, whatever you are, you can eat here. What do you want to eat? I couldn't resist. So I said to him, I want in a pansexual, I want a fillet of transgender, sauteed with some gender fluid, and make it tender, non-conforming. Some people say God is against trans people.
No.
That is so not true. But there is that commandment that I kind of worry about. That commandment that says, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's Jimmy Choo's.
Jimmy Choo's.
But talking about God, I fell asleep one night early, and what happened, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I fall asleep. I had this on my mind about my gender identity and stuff like that. And I dreamt that I died, I go to heaven, and St. Peter's at the gates of heaven, and St. Peter says to me, what's your burning question? I said, come on, of course you know my burning question. Am I a guy? Am I a girl? Or am I transgender? He said, we get to the answer really quickly. Just you got to answer 3 questions of mine. So I said, what are your 3 questions? He says, number 1, do you have a child? I said, of course, you know my daughter Kelly. You know that. St. Peter then says to me, 2nd question, do you believe in God? And do you believe that you were created in the image of God? I said, yes, I believe in God. I believe I was created in the image of God. He says, okay, 3rd question, what's your image of God? I said to him, well, I think God is in everything, in all people and everything. God's like invisible. God's transparent. He said, that's your answer. You're not a male parent. You're not a female parent. You're a trans parent.
Yeah, there's one
I'm going to close it with this joke of an experience I had at CBS. And one of the main reasons that I love being trans is I like to look at myself in the mirror. You know, I feel this is my true self. And I love the feeling of it. And also because it makes me feel young. And I think I look younger as a trans person. So anyway, I'm at CVS. You know how they call you up? You know, at the cashier calls you up, right? So I'm online. I'm not paying attention. I'm doing my emails. She calls, Miss. This is the best word you could call me. Miss. Like from 30 feet away. I'm not hearing her. The guy behind me pats me on the shoulder and says, Miss, they're calling you. I said, oh my God, he thinks I'm a young girl, calls me Miss. The cashier thinks it, the whole store thinks it. So I'm all excited, I'm feeling really feminine and young. I go up to the counter, I get up there, close, she sees the wrinkles and everything and says, oh, CVS card, ma'am. It burst my bubble. I accidentally went into my male voice and I said, here you go. And she said, oh, thanks, sir. So I went from the heaven of Miss to the purgatory of ma'am to the hell of sir in 1 minute. So I'm dejected. The whole store has heard that, all of that. So I'm leaving. As I'm leaving, she said, Miss, ma'am, sir, whatever, here's your receipt. So I look at the receipt and I realized the computer knew I was a woman because the receipt had a coupon and it said $2 off tampons. And not only a woman, but young enough to have a menstrual cycle. Thank you so much. It's such a great audience. Thank you so much.
Nothing I can see but you when you dance. Come on, all the things I shouldn't do, but you dance. And there ain't nobody leaving, so keep dancing.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah, Fran.
But what is?
We love
I don't know what this
Yeah.
is, but
No, it goes in your boob.
It's her number.
guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight.
So much. I just want to say I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I really
We are
mean a lot that you all came here.
We're a weekly podcast. If you haven't ever checked us out, please check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTube, Trans Talk with JC Best and Dina Marie. Dina, where can they find you, boo?
You can find me on Facebook, Dina Marie Martin, on Instagram at Fabulous Dina Marie, and on Snapchat at Fabulous Lady D.
And if they want to follow our
And if you want to
podcast
follow
on social
our
media,
show, you can follow it on Facebook. It's Trans Talk with JC Best and Dina Marie. And on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, it's Trans Talk Radio. And if you want to email us with any questions or anything, you can email us at transtalkradio@gmail.com.
I've been JC Best. You can go with me. Thank you and good night.
Yeah, and if you want to stick around, the band is going to be playing another song, so you should really stick around and see our amazing band. We love you.